this is the kickoff luncheon for the period of congregational renewal and pastoral sabbatical. And this is June the 12th. So we have a good turnout and a lot of fun. Kathy Mees is the one I asked if she would take the leadership for this meal. And as always, Kathy has done a wonderful job. She worked with Alpine Catering, and I don't know how she worked it, because we had a $500 budget for this meal, and the first figure we gave them was, what, 108? Something like that. And then people kept on signing up, and it went to 126. And Kathy told them the increased number. They said, that's fine. And so Kathy is an amazing person that way. She smiles and people melt, you know. Isn't that great? But then in addition, all the cupcakes, I don't know how long it took Kathy to make all those cupcakes, but she made them all. And just set everything up in terms of, and picked the best watermelon. So thank you, Kathy, very much. Jennifer Holiski, we were talking, and she had the great idea about putting up around the tables just kind of the trip and what, you know, and the order and so forth. And so she got all that together with the photos and then the itinerary and then the maps up and just you know, to cut that flow. And then, as I said, Gary was here earlier on Friday and getting all the tables up and chairs out and so forth. Oh, speaking of chairs, anybody who wants to help afterwards, we do have chairs and we need to have tables. So that would be a really helpful thing there. So Jennifer, thank you very much for that. With regard to the sabbatical team, or the Congregational Renewal team, this idea was brought up about 7 or 8 years ago by Jim Kruger, who said, Tom, you know, the congregation really needs a break from you. And it would really be so nice if you would give that gift to the congregation, to which I demurred. Please, not that long. So anyway, and so we kind of talked about this over the years and then other presidents, and then finally we said, okay, fine, we'll do that. And so we applied for a grant through the Lilly Endowment, and it was not funded the first time around. And so then I talked to the administrator, and the administrator said, well, it was too much of you and not enough of the congregation. And so that's good to know. I'm too much of myself, I know that. So there we go. And so then Jennifer came on the team, and so we reconstituted in that team Bob Johnson, and where's John Masson? John Masson, and Jim Kruger, and Jennifer Holiski. And so we reworked things, and Jennifer was the primary author for the grant, and lo and behold, we didn't get the small envelope. Have you ever been there? You know, you apply for something and you get the small envelope. You know, I don't even need to open this thing. It's the small envelope. well, we didn't get the small envelope, and so I was glad to let the gang know that. So thanks for the team that have. Many of the members have been working for 2 years on this. So thank you very much for that leadership and that idea. So thank you. And so we thought it'd be good to have some sort of liturgy, being that we're a liturgical church. So I wrote this thing, and so we're gonna have this kind of time for sending. So and Kathy Saranpa is the leader for this, as she is the president of the congregation. And so we thank Kathy for her leadership. Kathy.
The Lord be with you. And also with you. The time for beginning the sabbatical has come. It is a time which we have pursued and for which we have planned. It is a time of anticipation for new life. It can also be a time when we feel some anxiety as we will be separated for a time. Because of this, we have both hope and concern. Within a mix of emotions, we pray that God will support us in this time apart and guide us in good ways until we come back together in the fall. We ask God to bless us throughout the sabbatical, that we will all find refreshment, renewal, and a new vitality for ministry. The following two readings help set the context for the sabbatical and time of congregational renewal.
A reading from Deuteronomy chapter 15. Every 7th year you shall grant a remission of debts, and this is the manner of the remission. Every creditor shall remit the claim that is held against a neighbor, not exacting it of a neighbor who is a member of the community, because the Lord's remission has been proclaimed. There will, however, be no one in need among you, because the Lord is sure to bless you in the land that the Lord your God is giving you as a possession to occupy. If only you will obey the Lord your God by diligently observing the entire commandment that I command you today. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
The second reading is from the 12th chapter of Romans. In this passage, the Apostle Paul calls us to pursue the renewal of the mind so that we may understand and follow God's ways in our lives. A reading from Romans. Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your minds, so that you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Pastor Tom, as you leave, will you pursue those activities which will lead to renewal for your ministry when you return to our community? And will you hold us in prayer while you are away?
I will, with the help of God.
Please stand. People of United, will you pray for Pastor Tom while he is on sabbatical, that God will bless his time of renewal? And will you also pray for one another as our congregation pursues its renewal in this time?
We will, with the help of God.
Thank you. Pastor Zane, will you serve as pastor in residence during the sabbatical and care for the people, sharing the good news as God gives you ability?
I will, with the help of God.
Thank you. We'll now sing Sent Forth by God's Blessing.
Give honor to Christ and his name that we bear.
May God bless us as we enter this time of renewal and use us to live out the gospel of God's love for all people. Amen.